When I was in the room, first time on my recovery, and I met everybody, and they were wonderful people. I was so anxious and so nervous about what would they think. They're going to think I'm like the world's worst person, and they're not going to understand. I was anxious. I was to the point where I was making myself physically sick because I was so nervous and anxious about meeting new people and talking about abortion. I mean, come on. That's not a common subject, shall we say. And it's one of those things you kind of sweep under the rug, right? And you suffer through it. You don't talk about it because no one will understand and people will reject me. People won't love me. I don't deserve to have anything better because I chose to have an abortion. That's what was going through my head. And I went through I felt like this for a lot of years. And so when the opportunity came for the recovery program, every part of my body said, yes, you absolutely need to be there. So I signed up right away. And I think it started like 2 weeks later. So in those 2 weeks, I told myself all sorts of stories. And like I said, I was so nervous when I walked through that door, just even driving there. Can't do this. Then I started saying, no, you really need to do this, Terry. You need to do this. And that's my story. And we sat down, we got to know each other. And the leader, he told her story first. And when she told her story, I felt some of that tightness leave my body, some of that tightness leave my throat, and the anxiousness and the nervousness started to recede a little bit. I was still pretty anxious and I was really nervous. Just saying the words out loud, telling the story at a level I could remember. And the understanding and the peace, it was pretty phenomenal. So when I got done with the whole program, didn't want anyone else to feel the way I felt prior to the the healing, the clearing of all this negative energy that I was carrying around with me for so many years. And post-abortion and healing, I do want to be clear about this. It's not at a specific age. And you may be feeling this, months or even years later after the abortion. And we get so used to carrying this around with us that at some point we don't even consciously realize what we're doing to ourselves.